So there's a lot of things that being raised in the 90s, caused a lot of trauma for us,
Mhm.
a lot of memories,
Mhm.
things that we grew up with that we still use today. I mean, we used to enjoy things like Blockbuster when we were growing
Love
up.
Blockbuster.
Things like being in school, we didn't have the stuff that we used to have,
Mhm.
or that we have now. I mean, now we got all the technology. Before it was, the teacher told you get out your pencil and paper, and you
Oh
didn't have a
man,
pencil. That was it. You
that
know what
was
I
it,
mean?
bro.
And honestly, probably one of the worst things then was the way the internet worked back then, to where it was dial up.
Oh,
Somebody picking up the phone when you're on the internet,
it's the worst,
and the fact that you be in the middle of doing something and boom, it cut the whole connection off.
bro. Like dial-up internet was the craziest thing. And if somebody picked up that phone while you was in the middle of it, it was just like absolutely devastating. You know what I mean? Like it taught us so much because it started so many arguments. It like, you know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean? It taught you so many, they taught you patience, taught you resilience. Bro, you could be 98% done with something downloading. If somebody picked up that phone,
it's over
yeah,
with. Yeah,
it's
I
over.
mean, you could have a song ready to be done. You in the middle of because we used to burn CDs.
Yes.
And you'd be in the middle of downloading songs. You could be like you said, 98% done. As soon as somebody picks up that phone, forget about it. It's over
Yeah.
with.
Well, before we stir up too much trauma, let's introduce ourselves, talk about why we're here. I'm Tony. I grew up in the 90s, born in the 80s, when the internet screamed at you before it worked. MTV still existed for everybody. And if someone picked up that phone while you was on the internet, it was the end. I've watched the internet go from a place of curiosity to a place of complete chaos. And I'm just here trying to talk about it, give you my perspective of what it's like looking through that through the lens of me.
I'm Casey. I was raised in the same era, where we were taught to, patience. Patience was everything. We had to learn it the hard way because, things took more time. And, aside from that, the music was different. The way we listened to it, recording songs off the radio, and, if we wanted to have certain things, we'd have to wait an hour or two to download it on the
Mhm.
computer. There's just a lot of things that we used to have to take the time out to do. It's not like it is now where everything goes viral in seconds and trends in seconds.
Yeah,
It's a lot different.
a lot different.
And all the stuff that it makes you stop and say that there's no way that this would have flown back then the way it does now, the way things are now.
And I think that's exactly why we decided to start this podcast because the internet wasn't supposed to turn out like this.
Everything now is instant, it's loud, it's quick, it goes viral in seconds.
I mean, now everyone is connected, they're logged on 24/7, and somehow us old heads are supposed to try and keep up with this somehow.
This is just us, this is just us trying to make sense of it all, right? Compared to it like it was before, the way things were before and the way things are now.
Not to say that the 90s were better, but it was definitely a different ball game.
I mean, so like if you remember Blockbuster and what it was like before Wi-Fi, then you definitely want to stay while we talk about it on here on
Raised
Raised
on
on
dial
Dial.
up. And with that being said, we're gonna segue into our first little segment here. I think it kind of piggybacks off of our introductions. You know what I'm saying? We call this segment "Why We're Like This."
I mean, the way it was before, like when we talked about with the phones and being on the internet, you remember how that was, man. We would
Bro,
sit there and we'd have so much going on, and then next thing you know, someone picks up the phone, and it's over
it
with.
was over with, bro. And like we said, you could. It don't matter what you were doing. It was over with. And the funny thing about the internet was back then you could be done almost 98% done with doing something. Somebody picks up the phone, right? And then you log back on, and it would act like it's gonna let you finish it,
Yep.
and then it would get to and it'd be like, nah, 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 you're not finishing it.
The whole thing would just be a corrupted file or
Just a whole
whatever.
corrupted file. It would sound weird, or
And what
whatever.
about the sound though that it would make whenever you would have
You
to?
know what's, bro? You know what's funny about you saying that is, wasn't it we was having a conversation? Was it me and you, or me and my girlfriend, whatever? But we was having a conversation one day. We was talking about a noise that it used to make, and I was trying to remember: did it make a noise when someone tried to call your phone and you was connected to the internet, or did it only make that noise if somebody picked it up?
So I remember specifically the noises that it made when you were connected to the internet. I remember
Oh
that.
yeah, that noise was traumatic.
Yeah, it was loud. It like PTSD. Like you could hear that white noise and all that,
If
and
I heard that right now, I might just
it would make you cringe a little.
yeah.
But I think as far as like the noise when somebody will call, I mean, it was so long ago. I want to say that it was like a busy signal, but I think I might be wrong.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like when somebody like if you were connected to the internet, because obviously for the younger generation, if you was connected to the internet, nobody could call your house unless you had a second line.
That's right. That's right.
So with that being said, if you only had one line and somebody tried to call your house, I don't think it would disconnect you, but it would like it seems like it made the computer make a funny noise.
Yeah, it would just make some weird noise. Unless, I mean, when we had internet when I was growing up, I had mentioned this before that we had it was like almost like an app, I guess you would say at the time, but it was a feature on the computer called Call Wave.
Okay.
So if somebody were to call the house phone and you're on the internet, I mean, I remember me specifically, it was a big panic to get off the internet because it would be like my mom calling or my dad calling, and they could
Always,
leave a
always.
message on the call wave.
Oh, okay, okay.
So you'd be on the internet downloading something or
Oh,
whatever, and then you see the call coming in, and then you play it. You getting yelled at, get out! I'm gonna be calling back in
I'm
one
calling
minute.
back in
You
five
better be
minutes. You
off that
better be off
internet.
the internet.
Yeah,
Bro,
so
we used to just put sticky notes by the phone, just be like, please don't pick up. Or it'd be
yeah,
like, I'm on the internet, like I need the internet from this time to this time. You'd almost have to like schedule
which was even a bold move because if you're the kid, you're not paying no bills, and you got
and
the
you got the
audacity to
that
put the
what?
sticky notes say don't use the phone.
Yeah, my parents,
I'm
if it
like,
came down to it, they just be like, well,
yeah, that internet
whatever.
cable would have
Yeah,
been.
yeah, we wouldn't have no cable,
There
no
ain't no
internet, no
Wi-Fi. They can
nothing.
just go pull the
Just
cable.
pulled everything, bro.
Yeah,
Just pulled it all. And that's just kind of one of the things that kind of made us the way we are today. You know what I'm saying? It taught us a lot of different things. How to be patient, taught us how to be resilient. It started a lot of arguments with your siblings. If you had siblings, oh
so
my
many
goodness,
arguments.
bro, you used
So
to.
many arguments,
I
man.
mean, you would just like if one of your siblings pissed you off, you would just wait for him to get on the internet and then just go pick up the phone.
Yeah, easily,
I mean,
easily.
that was the easiest way to just 100, 0 to
Yeah,
100.
you ruin their whole day,
It was over with.
and vice versa. I mean, it'd be the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, and you knew it was coming back.
Yeah,
You knew
yeah,
it was coming back.
yeah.
You didn't dare try to do anything that took a while on the internet for a week or so after you pissed off one of your siblings.
Nah, it was a very fragile situation. Like
Very, very.
you and your brother or sister would have to be on good terms that day for
Yes,
you to know you about to do something on the computer.
for sure, for sure, for sure. That's just one of the many things that we're going to be talking about here on the Raised on Dial-Up podcast. Kind of gets us into a little introduction of who we are and where we came from. But we're going to try and transition here into our next little segment. What we got,
Well,
Casey?
speaking of like, a lot of the things that were back in the day, so the Super Bowl happened recently.
Yes,
And I know like there's a lot of commercials that we look forward to seeing because there's a lot of celebrities that,
yes,
little hints they're gonna put something out. But you've seen the Dunkin' commercial, right?
bro.
The Dunkin' Donuts commercial?
Yes.
Did you see the people that they put into that commercial?
So many. It to me, it was a nod to the '90s.
It was.
It was 100% a nod to the '90s. It was like you guys are going nowhere. But yes, they put. I mean, who they had? They had Urkel,
They had Urkel, they had Carlton.
Carlton, Joey from Friends.
Yep, yep. They put
Uh,
him in there too.
yep.
Yeah.
What's the Seinfeld dude? George.
George Costanza.
Yes,
Yeah, they put him
George.
in there. And it
Uh,
was crazy that they put them all in there. And like, I just think about it this way. I think about it like there's a lot of people that are watching the Super Bowl nowadays that are younger than us,
right.
and they see a commercial like that and they have no idea why we're so hype about it.
Oh, they have no clue
We're
because
hype.
they're not even. I mean, except for kind of like let's say for Carlton because he's on like America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah.
A lot of them aren't really
No.
relevant too much these days. Sorry to say that. We still love you guys, but
Right.
a lot of them aren't too relevant. You don't see them a lot in things.
But it
So
was a good nostalgia. You know what
it
I
was
mean?
such good nostalgia,
For us,
bro.
that was like top tier nostalgia. And I couldn't have asked for a better commercial.
Bro, and then Tom Brady at the end when Jennifer Aniston looks at Ben Affleck and goes, "How do you like these nuts?"
Which, by the way,
I was
Jennifer
dying.
Aniston, she don't age, man.
She's
She don't age. I mean, the
yeah.
way that she looked in Friends to the way she looks now. I mean, you can tell she might have aged a little bit, but as for the most part, no, she
She
didn't.
doesn't. She doesn't. She's big ups to her because she has definitely very much kept her youthfulness throughout the years.
Right.
I'll give that a 100%. With that, on a little bit sadder note, we had some recent news. I do believe it was on January 30th. The great Catherine O'Hara
Home
died.
Alone, mom.
She passed. Yeah, man. And to anybody who grew up and watched Home Alone and was alive when that first came out, she was Probably the worst mom ever.
I mean,
TV mom, TV mom.
she didn't really have a good track record. No,
She didn't. She didn't.
the first time I seen her was when I watched Home Alone, and
As all of us, I think, did.
yeah, and there was a whole argument the night before, but like you left your kid at
You
home.
left your kid. Why
You
you went
left,
to where France?
yeah,
France. They
you
went to like
left the
Paris,
country.
France. Yeah,
You
they
left the
left the whole
country,
country. Yeah.
and I didn't even pay attention to that when I was younger because
No.
all I thought about was like this
How
kid
cool it would be.
home by himself. You know
Yes.
what I mean? He's doing whatever he wants to do. I was like, bet this kid is my idol right now.
Yes, for sure, for sure. And then there's another show called Schitt's Creek,
Hmm.
and it's a series, and it's one of those things where she doesn't play a great
She's
mom
a
on that
horrible,
as well. Yeah,
horrible
yeah,
mom
yeah.
again.
Just not a
Horrible mom.
great, just not a good mom. But she's a great actress. I think she was great in both of those. She was
Yeah.
great in Beetlejuice,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and I think that she started with Home Alone. Home Alone is definitely what kind of got her big.
yeah. I like the
But
fact that with Beetlejuice though that like she did get that opportunity to be in there
yes,
before her
yes,
passing.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Because yeah, that was. I mean,
And
that's another classic.
how did she pass away again? It was
So yeah, from what I've seen,
it's
it
like a
was
heart thing,
a
right?
pulmonary embolism. But she had, I'm gonna butcher the name. I'm not a doctor. Dextrocardia or something like that. And basically, what it was her heart kind of faced the opposite way of everybody else's
Oh
from
shit.
like she was like born that way. But also from what I gather, like most people still live normal lives with that.
Yeah.
That's not what caused her death, you know. But yeah, she had a pulmonary embolism was the final thing on that.
Yeah.
So
That's
that definitely
sad news.
rest in
Iconic
peace.
actress. You know what I mean? Rest in
Yes,
peace.
yes, was in the industry for 40, 50 years, I would assume, you know.
Yeah, I
So
mean, in the '90s for her, she definitely thrived in her career as far as the movies.
yeah, and I seen that Macaulay Culkin he did a tribute to her, like a little tribute video on TikTok or Facebook, whatever it was.
Yeah,
And I also seen that he calls her mom in real life.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
That was
So
pretty cool. Oh, so I was at home the other day, right? And I'm looking
okay,
for movies to watch. And I like to look for the older movies just because they still put them on there. For a lot as far as like what eras had the best movies, I'm still going to stick with the '90s did because if they didn't, why did they still put them on there? You know what I mean? They put them on all the streaming services and I came across I mean it's
100%.
not old, but for what it is, it's from back in our time. So Super Mario, the first animation movie, was on there to watch,
Okay.
and right away that got me thinking, isn't there another one coming
There
out?
is. There is. I just seen that not too long ago. There's new Mario. Hey, big ups to Mario. I just now realized that,
All
bro.
right.
There's a new Super Mario Brothers movie coming out. It's Super Mario Brothers Galaxy movie.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't it doesn't come out till like April 1st or April 6th.
I love Mario, man. I don't care how old I get. I'm gonna forever. I don't care if it's animation, whatever. I'm
Do
still
do
gonna
do
watch
do do do
it.
do.
Yeah,
Everybody our age, bro.
yeah. My
If
kids don't
you
even got to go to the theater. I'll go by myself.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's funny is I watched the trailer for it.
Okay.
When I seen it was gonna come out, I was like, well, let me watch the little trailer for it.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge animated movie person. I mean, I liked them when I was younger.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's that's why I think the first one appealed to me so much is because it was like actual actors. It wasn't
Right.
animated.
Yeah.
But the trailer looked pretty good. It's Jack Black is playing Bowser.
Jack Black is hilarious.
Goated,
Yeah. I
goated,
mean, that's a
and
good pick.
so you can't go wrong with him. Chris Pratt plays Mario. And
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever watched any of Chris Pratt's Parks and Recreation videos.
I've
His
heard a lot
bloopers,
about Parks and Recreation, but
dude,
I'm not sure
his
about.
bloopers are fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely hilarious. You got to check them out sometime. But yeah, it's pretty cool to see that they're redoing that, and I think that Bowser Jr. is in this one.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I'm excited to go see it.
yeah,
It's one of the movies that I went and seen the first one in theaters, so I think it's only right I go see the second one. Like I said, I don't care if my younger one she'll watch it. She got into the first one,
yeah, yeah,
but for us, it's like it hits different just
yeah. It
because
does.
we grew up on Super Mario,
I
the
mean, yeah, well,
games,
that was
the original
the
movie.
original. The original movie was just an action movie. It was just like a regular action movie, bro. Like
Yeah.
it was just regular people. One was dressed like Mario, one was dressed like Luigi,
Yep.
and
Yep.
there
Yep.
was villains with makeup and stuff on. And yeah, it was just for its time. I think it was goaded just because it was original and it was like
Yeah.
one of the first movies based off of like a video game,
Yeah. Speaking of movies, the new Jackass movie's coming out.
bro. Cannot wait.
Jackass was probably the first show that we watched where we seen people just doing non-scripted stuff. I mean, they had planned about what they wanted to do, but
But
like it was dangerous
you can't
shit.
plan on how you're gonna break your arm.
Right. They broke a lot of stuff.
Oh,
It was,
dude. I mean, Jackass for us, yes, like you said, it was the newest and best thing because nobody had ever done it before.
and the fact that like now, like when we watch things online, when we watch they do mashup clips of like how you got like fail army and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Like these are things that are happening to people accidentally. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Jackass was making it. They were purposely doing this shit.
Purposely doing it. I
You know
mean,
what I mean?
they
And
were. I mean, what was it? The shopping cart that kind of got them going.
the shopping cart was probably one of the most iconic things that I've seen happen that I knew that we could try.
Yeah.
And even though they said do not repeat these stunts because they're dangerous, the first thing we're
I
gonna
mean,
do,
let's keep it real. When they put that warning on at the
you
beginning of
challenged us.
Jackass, that was yes,
Yeah,
that was a challenge.
yeah. So
Us as '90s kids, we took that as a
yeah,
challenge.
so for us to not want to get in a shopping cart and have a friend of ours push us at full speed into a curb just to see what
Just to see
happens.
what into, and then you got to go into like a bush or something. Other than that, what was like your craziest Jackass stunt that you can remember that like went from watching the shows over the years or whatever, whether it was crazy or whether it was the funniest?
I,
What was
I
your favorite one?
I think aside from Bam whooping his dad's ass
Yes,
randomly
yes,
or setting fireworks off
yes.
in his bedroom, I think the craziest one that I've seen was when he rented a car. When he
Mm,
rented a car and he got the
mm.
renter's insurance on it and it was like $10. And he took that car, I think he set it on fire. He brought it to a
Destroyed it.
what was it like what was derbies called?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, to like some type of like racetrack derby type thing. And
Yeah,
I mean,
like
he was jumping
monster
the car.
truck
He wasn't he
derby
like
and
jumping the car. Yeah, he was like
yeah,
jumping the
he was
car.
getting ran over and everything.
Yes, dude.
So he
Yeah.
scorched that car. He tore it up completely. Couldn't even drive it back.
No.
I remember when they showed it getting towed back on a flatbed, and then he
Yes.
had it dropped off, and the guy that works there was just looking at him like,
He's
"What the fuck?"
like,
And
but I got the
he's
insurance.
like,
He's like,
he's
but I
like,
got the
"Yeah,
insurance.
well, I should be good, right? I
Yeah,
got
I
the ten
got the
dollar insurance." I'm
insurance.
like, "That's ridiculous," but at
Yeah.
the same time, I kind of want to try that.
I
But
mean, yeah, I
I'm
feel
sure they
like,
changed their policies because
and
of
not
that.
only
But
that, they would probably make you, it would probably affect your driving record somehow these days. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
but I
back
mean,
then, you get away
but
with that
these are
shit.
the things that we used to enjoy watching and then doing because we
100%.
didn't have nothing else to
We had
do,
nothing
man.
else to, yeah, yeah, there was nothing
It
else
was
to do.
physical excitement for them. Like they didn't
Yes.
just sit at home. It was cool. I
Yeah,
liked it.
yeah.
So I'm excited.
I'm definitely excited for that. I think it comes out in June, like June 26th or something, 2026. So definitely be looking forward to that. And I also know that Steve-O does stand-up comedy. So if he's ever in your area, you should probably check that out. That I
Yeah,
bet
I
he's
think he'd be
hilarious. I
listen.
bet he's got some great stories to tell.
Oh, I'm sure. Plenty.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna go ahead and move on to our next little segment here that we like to call dial-up rankings. What we've decided to do today is give our top five '90s animated movies. And when I say animated, I mean animated CGI. Anything that's not. Yeah,
Some of
it's
them
just
were
yeah.
even partially
Or but like
animated.
yeah,
Yeah,
partially animated. Some of them had real actors in
yeah.
them. You know, whatever the case may be. So,
I'll throw in the first one here.
all right, yeah.
So, Space Jam. Space Jam was probably one of the best animated movies for its time because again, it was animation and realism at the same time. And who was the star basketball player?
Michael Jordan,
Michael
baby. I
Jordan.
am number 23.
When I
Go,
was
the
younger,
go, the go.
bro,
No debates. Go.
when I was younger, like it was before. Like I didn't even even now I'm not really into basketball
Right.
much, but especially when I was a kid, like I played it here and there, but I
Yeah.
was not into basketball to where I knew who was who. But everyone always knew Chicago Bulls number 23, Michael Jordan.
Yes.
So
100%.
for me seeing him in the movie, I'm like, all right, it's Looney Tunes, and
And
it's
and if you want to go as far as say that Bugs Bunny is the goat of cartoons,
he is. I
you know,
mean,
I mean,
he is. He is.
he's got to be in that debate.
How many people walked around with the carrot saying "What's up, Doc"?
What's up,
Anytime you
Doc?
could do it.
How
Yeah.
many people had the Taz in Bugs Bunny T-shirt where they were dressed in like the
Oh my god.
crisscross clothing, like the baggy jersey and the baggy jeans? You remember that?
Yeah, I remember even when I was a kid, adults had these shirts. Even
Yes.
now, they still have these
Yes. I mean, now it's
shirts.
like a throwback. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Yeah,
now
yeah.
they still have these shirts. But yeah,
Yeah.
like the Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny was goaded.
So
Yeah,
Space Jam,
that
we
was
got that
definitely
one
on there.
on the list. I'm gonna go with Jumanji.
Jumanji.
I'm gonna go with Jumanji because Jumanji not only did it spark a whole like cult of followers,
Yeah.
but it even recently came back and made a big comeback with a couple of movies. So I think that goes to say that like it was big for its time.
How bad did you want the board game when you seen it on the movie?
You know what's crazy?
Did you have the board game?
It's sitting right over there.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's sitting right over there, right behind the couch.
We're gonna leave it closed.
Yes,
Just
definitely. I don't know if we've ever opened it. We
Yeah.
just bought it to buy
That's
it.
about as dangerous as the Ouija board.
Yeah, bro. I'm not fucking with
But
it.
I
Not fucking with
remember in the movie when you would see it do its thing in the middle, remember when they rolled the dice and everything would start moving and
it. Yep.
whatnot? Like, yeah, was it dangerous? Of course, because there was random animals and shit going on.
Yeah.
But how bad did you want the game at that time when you were a kid? You were like,
You was like, this would be the best thing ever.
yeah,
And I think as a kid, I would have been quick to open the game.
oh, absolutely.
As an adult, I'm like, don't even think about it.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
as a kid, I would have opened it and played it so fast, dude. I would
Yeah.
have. I mean, like, I want to ride a pterodactyl. You know what I'm
you're
saying?
right. And their star actor, Robin Williams.
Robin Williams,
Rest in peace
rest
to
in
him, too.
peace, man. That was. I mean, for comedics, don't want to get off topic. Just want to say one thing about it. It got to be one of the goats of comedy.
He definitely helped make that movie what it was.
Yeah, 100%.
So strictly into animation, Toy Story.
Yo, Toy Story was dope, bro.
Toy Story was dope, and they're still making them.
They're still. I mean,
I think they got another new one coming out.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, at the same time, like yeah, things are different now. I mean, a lot of the animation has changed. It's become more advanced.
Yes.
They've since then added new. I think the last one had like a spork, a spoon
Oh, like
fork character.
oh wow.
They
Okay.
literally made a character out of a spork,
Mm.
which
I mean-
whatever. Yeah.
I mean, you're kind of copying off Beauty and the Beast, but whatever.
Yeah.
Like the teapot and the candle,
Right.
But
But I remember when we used to watch that movie, and as we were getting older, they came out with the second one. I seen the second one. Now was the second one the one with was it Sid? Or was that the first one?
I think Sid was in the first one.
First
Sid was
one.
the best.
Yeah,
He
that
was-
kid was he was an asshole.
He was. Have you ever seen the kid that plays in the movie We're the Millers?
We're the Millers. Yes,
Tell me he don't look like
he
him.
does look.
He
like
looks
Sid.
just like
He
Sid,
really
dude.
does.
He
Same
looks
big
just
head and everything.
same, bro. Big old protruding
Yeah.
forehead. But yes, but Toy
Toy
Story when it first came out, and it was and if I'm not, I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But I do believe when the first Toy Story came out, it was the first of its type of animation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure either if it was or not, but either way, it wasn't. Animation was still becoming a thing for us when we
Yes.
were growing up.
Yes.
You know, now animation is just normal. But when we were growing up, when you would see anything come out animated, it was like, this is crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this because it wasn't just real people. You know what I mean? It was
Right.
It was cool, and it was
Yeah.
toys.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we could all relate. Next on the list, I'm gonna have to go with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Secret of the Ooze.
Oh yes.
You know, and to be honest with you, now that I'm saying that and I'm putting it on the list, that might not even technically qualify as an animated or even CGI because I don't believe there was any of that in that. It was just people in costumes.
It was,
But the costumes, yes, bro.
The costumes were good because now you see the Ninja Turtles, and don't get me wrong, I like the new Ninja Turtles movies that come out with now, but I feel like some movies from the '90s that they've redone now, it was better the way they did it in the '90s.
They did because it was almost like they turned a cartoon into a real movie.
Yeah,
And
and
now
it didn't look cheap.
it didn't. And now it's like they're turning all movies into cartoons.
It's just very, very advanced CGI and,
Yes,
and,
a lot of-
and
yeah.
animation, which you know
I mean,
you get it. but-
the secret of the ooze, like they was just dudes that really knew like karate and shit, like in costumes, just doing choreographed fight scenes and stuff. So it probably doesn't technically qualify as any type of animated CGI, but I still want to put it on the list because to us
it was good.
To us, it was also like, yeah, I feel like in that era at that time, we were like, this is like the coolest new movie ever.
I watched those movies so much, those Ninja Turtle ones, that do you remember when a movie would start back in the day and it would have that kind of like majestic sound or whatever whistle, and then that logo would pop up on the screen and it'd be the film strip this way and that way.
Yes.
That logo, every time that started, I
You-
watched that movie so much that any movie that came on that had that pop up,
That's
I
what you
always thought
associate-
immediately it was Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, you always associated it with that.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
That's like to me, that's like their
awesome.
logo.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. So yeah, big shout out to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
For sure,
You know
for
you
sure.
make the list. Last on the list, who we got?
So it's not real live actors and it's not technically animation. I want to say it's more like cartoony than anything.
Okay.
But Lion King.
Bro, I mean, Lion King was like I would almost still say to this day was probably one of the biggest grossing Disney movies that there ever was,
Yeah,
wasn't it? It's
I
got
mean,
to be
yeah,
up there,
and
right?
it taught you not to trust people. I mean, look how Mufasa's brother did him.
Yes,
You know what I
yes,
mean?
yes, yes. I mean, Scar was a he was a beast, you know. And same thing, just like with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Toy Story and Jumanji and even Space Jam, they came out with a second Space Jam. But there's so many things that's come from the Lion King. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah.
there's Broadway musicals.
Oh yeah,
There's
the live action ones, they did that. Yeah, they did that, and they did it good too. I
I
mean,
you know it's funny because
they do it on ice now.
I've never really been in like Broadway theater, but I think if I went to one, it would be like I think the Lion King one would be cool.
Definitely check out something like that. Like if it's Lion King, or we went and seen when I was younger, we went and seen Beauty and the Beast on ice.
Okay.
And I have never been to a show that they do all this stuff on ice skates. And I was younger, so I didn't
Yeah,
know what to
yeah.
think of it. But we went, and it was pretty dope. I liked it.
Okay, okay. All right. I'm gonna have to check it out. I mean, I'm definitely not one to be closed-minded to something like that. Wait a minute. Now that I'm saying that, I think I did take the kids to Disney on Ice or something like that one time.
That's definitely a big thing. They still do that.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I think I took the kids to Disney on
Yeah.
Ice at one point, you know. But yeah, yeah.
So aside from the family friendly Disney and whatnot, I know you had one more on your list, right?
Yeah, so you know, we'll give an honorable mention
Okay.
because it's just one of those things. Like, there's too many movies from back in that day just to narrow it down to five. So,
Way too many.
Beavis and Butthead do America. I know that there was a lot of mixed emotions behind Beavis and Butthead, like back in the day when it came
Yeah.
out. I was a big fan of Beavis and Butthead.
It was mainly the parents hated
It
that.
was just, yeah, the
Yeah.
parents hated it, all the kids loved it. So, and then when they made a movie of it, to me, that was more just like smushed in the parents' face type of thing.
It kind of solidified it wasn't going nowhere.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
for sure.
Beavis and Butthead was definitely the less liked
Yes.
show slash movie of our time.
And then I think that I thought it was cool because Beavis and Butthead isn't really around these days like the other ones that made the list were. And I think that's why maybe I just put it on as like honorable mention. But there is King of the Hill, and a lot of people don't know that King of the Hill is actually a spinoff from Beavis and Butthead.
It just makes sense because if you look at the way that it's made, it kind of looks the same.
Well, the neighbor, Beavis and Butthead's neighbor, the one that Beavis, where he's always like, "Damn it, Beavis, quit whacking off in my shed." That's Hank Hill.
Oh, I didn't know
Yes,
that. I
yes.
didn't know
See,
that.
yeah. That's Hank Hill, bro.
All
That's
right.
Hank Hill.
So let's get into something. Let's get into something else here. Let's get into channel surfing, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
channel surfing. Channel surfing was,
the commercials that we used to see back in the day
yes.
when we were younger, and how much. I mean, we see commercials now, but the ones back in the day, like either had something kind of like subliminal message or something funny you'd have to catch. You know what I mean?
Or in some instances, it meant something different back then than what it means to us now.
Right.
Like, or it's a term of slang now, and back then it was just a term of something else.
Right. Right.
It kind of brings me to one. It makes me think of one that I've got pulled up here for you, and I don't know if you've ever seen this, but to me, this is one of the funniest commercials from back in the day that you could come up with. And like I said, it kind of goes off what I said. It's something that back then didn't mean what it means to us now,
Or at least that we'd realize
or
until
that what we
older. Yeah.
realized. And so, just take a watch of this commercial and let me know what you think. I got to get your reaction.
All right.
You've got your sunrise, you caught a prize,
Johnson.
you're making your Johnson. Party nights, summer whites, your friends, and your Johnson. Rooster tails, water trails, your kids, and your Johnson. Saturday nights, distant lights, your girl, and your Johnson.
You and your Johnson.
You and
a
your
way
Johnson.
of life for over
Johnson.
50 years.
Johnson, bro.
Realize that being kids, man.
No.
You and Johnson.
You and your
And,
girl and your Johnson.
and you think about it, when we were kids, we were probably listening to this and we're just going around singing it. You and your girl and Johnson. We don't know.
What's funnier is were our parents going around singing it because I don't know if you remember, I don't think like Johnson became known as a Johnson. If y'all know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And
right.
Pill, do you remember the shirts and shit back in the day that was called Big Johnson?
Big Johnson.
They would have like a guy with a golf club, and it would be like this giant golf club with a bunch of girls standing around him like with bikinis and stuff. And it's like an animated picture, you know what I mean? And he was like Big Johnson. And that's when I feel like that's when the word Johnson started becoming like slang for
More
something
of
else.
a sexual meaning.
Yeah, slang for something else. So I wonder if even when this was, came out, if that was before then, where our parents even going, you, your friends, it's your Johnson.
They're thinking this is just like what it is. Yeah,
Yep.
Johnson and Johnson.
Yep,
Now that
yep.
makes sense.
You know, so
Yeah. So I got a commercial. I had you loaded,
yep.
but I want you to watch this. And this is another back in the day commercial, right?
Okay.
It's a Folgers commercial.
Okay.
Now keep in mind, this is supposed to be about coffee. It's supposed to be. This was aired on TV. Okay.
Okay.
So watch this and then let me know what you think.
All right, got you.
I must have the wrong house.
Sister?
Oh, I missed you so much.
They waited up all night for you, you know.
It's a long way from West Africa.
Oh yeah, this is
Real coffee.
He's here.
I brought you something from far away.
Really?
Why they
Oh.
act like, what the fuck?
What are you doing?
You're my present this year.
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
What?
it's weird, right? So listen, when you're a kid, you just see a coffee commercial, but now that we're older and we watch something like this, they were a little bit too close for comfort.
They were
Right?
way too close for comfort.
I feel like at the end of the commercial, when the parents came in, what would have happened if the parents didn't walk in? You know what I mean?
I mean, cut to Pornhub.
Yeah, like a whole different category of that.
Oh yeah, brother and sister.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
That's
But this
wild,
stuff
dude.
that aired, and we were fine with it then, but now that we're old enough to get it, we're like, that's not cool, man.
And I think to reflect on both commercials, that's why we kind of are the way we are, and people
Yeah.
in our era kind of have like that more. We can put up with the darker humor, and we can put up with like people even like making fun of us, and
We have been raised to not get easily offended.
yeah, we are not offended at all. And you could play that now, and if you
Oh,
played that
God.
now, we would laugh, and the
Oh,
rest
God.
of the world that was out of our generation would be offended.
It'd be petitioned to be wiped.
Oh, it'd be cancel culture
immediately,
for
yeah.
sure.
Get
for
the,
sure.
and Folgers would probably face a lawsuit.
Oh, 100%, dude.
Yeah.
There'd be so many people that's offended by it, brothers and sisters. Like, who's offended by that other than brothers
Brothers
and
and
sisters?
sisters.
You know what I mean?
You can all switch to Maxwell House.
Yo, that's hilarious, bro. That's hilarious. That's it for our little channel surfing segment. If you got any commercials or anything you want us to check out,
Yeah, please let us know
let
if
us
you find
know.
any weird commercials that you've seen when you were a kid. So
Clips of cartoons, whatever it is,
Yeah.
let us know.
we would love to play them.
You know what type of stuff we're looking for. If you were raised in our era, you know what we're talking about. The stuff that's not politically correct nowadays, but in our days was just accepted, and we've seen it on a day in, day out basis.
For sure.
And we're gonna jump to our next little segment here. I like this segment. It's called Fire or Flop.
Yes, fire or flop.
And what we do in this segment here is we're going to ask each other about a couple items from back in the 90s that were very popular. They were very fashionable. They were everything back then. And we're going to ask each other, and they're not popular nowadays. For the most part, they're not really popular.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, they're not popular nowadays.
Absolutely not.
But they were the biggest thing back then. So we're going to ask each other about a few items and see if they thought it was fire or flop. Once again, we want to know y'all's opinion on this thing. One of the biggest things that I remember, and what's funny is I remember the sound more than anything, and you guys will know what I'm talking about when I say this: windbreaker suits.
Oh my God, the windbreaker suits. So fire or flop. So for me, I'm gonna say I'm mixed. So
Okay.
at that time, I would say fire because when I was a kid, everybody had it.
Bro.
Everybody had them. It was the jackets, the pants. It was a whole suit,
Yes.
and it came in all different colors and when
Bright
we were young-
colors.
bright color. 90s.
Right.
90s.
90s, yes.
Would I still say fire now? No, I thought they were fire back then. But if people were to wear them now, and mind you, I've seen a person or two still try to get away with the windbreakers, and
yeah, they're usually got an illegal job or they're crackheads.
Right.
But
But I mean, I'm gonna go say for its time, I thought it was fire.
I agree.
Yeah, I thought it was fire. It
I
was
agree.
trendy. It was part of the trend.
I mean, and I can't even deny, had a couple. And I even went as far as to have some like almost like the MC Hammer parachute pants.
Let me ask you though.
Yeah.
Did you did it make you run fast? Did you in fact break the wind?
I broke wind, but what type of wind you thinking?
All right, so I know you remember these.
Okay.
Jinko jeans.
Ooh,
them
I
thick
mean,
ass pants.
you can't help but remember Jinko jeans.
Nah, how could you?
Jinko jeans, you could fit a whole VCR in the pockets.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And for me, I think it very much started a trend.
Hmm.
It wasn't a trend that I followed
Right.
because it was more of like the alternative trend. I think I was more on like the hip hop trend.
Yeah.
So it's not really something of a trend that I followed, or I don't even honestly know if I ever owned a pair of Jinkos.
So I mean, as far as like seeing them, obviously, you didn't wear them. I didn't wear them either, just because the same thing, just the trend and what it
Yeah.
was in the genre of. But like, as far as seeing them and people wearing them, would you consider it fire because of the big ass pockets and the amount of like you
I'm
put a
not gonna
toaster oven in
lie.
there, or would you consider it a flop because
I mean, I'll
you
be
know?
honest with you. Even when I was 15, 16, and people was rocking them hardcore, I was like, that's a flop.
Yeah, yeah.
When I seen people in those jeans, those to me, you looked ridiculous.
Honestly, and only reason why it might sound stupid, but the only reason why I think that I considered them a flop myself was because I was not in that fashion trend genre.
Yes.
I was in a different one. Not saying that I couldn't wear them,
Yes.
but for what I was always wearing, that just wasn't part of it. And I
No.
think that if I were to try to do it, it was gonna like ruin my image at the time.
For sure.
So it was more of like, I guess even just like a low key, like a jealousy thing. Cause it's
Yeah.
like, I want to wear them, but I
I
can't,
can't,
but
but I
they
can't.
can fit all their textbooks in there.
They could fit a whole. Yeah. I mean, the
Yeah.
amount of things that, and I don't know. I don't know if they still make them like they in mass production like they did back in the day. I'm
Probably
sure
get
you
them
can
off of
find them
eBay
online
now.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I mean, like back in the day, you just buy them at the store. But yeah, dude, I mean, you could fit everything in there. They had pockets from the top of the pants all the way down the back of the leg type
Yeah.
of thing.
I think
Yeah.
the only thing that also another thing that made it a flop was just the fact that like you were constant these people were like tearing these jeans up because you're walking all over
Well, the bottoms of the legs were
like
you
definitely
couldn't even see their shoes.
no,
Like
no,
literally couldn't even see their shoes.
no.
It just looked like they were like just floating.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, so I think we both agree that Jinko was kind of a flop on that
Jinko,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the
At
same.
least for us.
Yeah, for
For the
us.
people who supported them and y'all's in that culture, I'm
Yeah.
sure that was a major fire for you.
Yeah.
But just
And
for
if
us
you wore
personally,
Jinko jeans, leave it in the comments because I
yeah,
know that what's flop for us is probably fire for you. But
yeah, you
let
got
us
to let
know.
us know and let us know. Can you still get them? Like,
Right.
and where would we get them? Because just for fun, one time we might have to get some and just
Just do
we'll have fun with
a
it.
outfit of the day.
Outfit of the day. That would be hilarious. Next item I got is, which was a big one in the 90s. I think it was a big one more so in like what we were saying, like the hip hop culture,
Yeah.
bucket hats.
Right off the bat, for me, bucket hats were fire.
Okay.
They were fire back then because of the culture.
Yes.
They're fire now because not only is it still for the culture of hip hop, but they make so many different kinds of bucket. Before
They
the
really
bucket
do.
hats used to just be plain colors.
Yeah, or camo.
Or camo.
That's it.
And now, like my daughter, for a while, there was one year she was on like a bucket hat spree.
Yeah.
It was like her thing, and she had so many different ones, and they had different designs and different. Like to me, that's cool that they can still take something from the '90s, keep it relevant now, and do so much with it.
And I agree. I've never been a hat person other than when like wintertime, you wear a hat to keep your head warm.
Yeah.
But I've never been a hat person. However, I was always kind of jealous or envious, whatever you want to call it, of people who wear hats.
Right.
Because they're such a great accessory. And I think that I just look weird in hats. And the bucket hats were one of the ones that I always was like, if I wore hats,
A bucket
I'll
hat.
wear a bucket hat.
Yeah.
So I have to agree with you. Like fire for me.
Yeah.
I know that there's probably gonna be a bunch of people in the comment section who's like, oh, bucket hat, this shit is whack. Da, da, da. But
What you going fishing?
yeah, right. Maybe.
I do, yeah.
I do like to fish. So what? You know what I'm saying? All right. So
All right.
bucket hats for us is definitely a fire.
So, and I know you used to wear them back in the day too, because I used to wear them too, willing and unwillingly.
Okay.
Overalls. Do you remember the old school, the jean overalls? And they had different ones too. They had the regular jean, and then they had like the acid wash jean.
Bro, if in my time, what I remember about the overalls the most is we would rock the Tommy Hilfiger one, the short ones. They were short.
Okay.
And they were, you know what I'm saying? I lived in Florida at the time, so they were shorts, but they were the overalls, and they had a little Tommy Hilfiger symbol right here.
Yeah. And Tommy Hilfiger was huge then.
Yeah, I mean, the people don't even realize how big that was. And so, for same thing for the time, I think they were a fashion breakthrough kind of type of thing. Would I rock them now? Absolutely not. I'm not a farmer. But
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
I wouldn't rock them now. I mean, I don't even think I would have rocked them past the 90s, to be honest with you. I kind of went through a small phase with it
Yeah.
and then was over it. But I do think that they were fire.
I think that the only thing that gets me about it is that, like, yeah, fire for its time, but if you think about it now, aside from that's no longer the trend anymore and people don't wear them like that, even if they were, as an adult, there's something that doesn't sit right with me with having to go to the bathroom and feeling like I'm taking apart a onesie to go to the bathroom.
Bro,
You know what I mean?
I feel you. That's
Like,
I mean, and that's what it was. I mean, you almost had to get naked to use the
yeah,
bathroom.
yeah. I mean,
It was definitely a weird
you
feeling.
hear people that like women, you hear them complain about when they go out, they have like bodysuits or whatever
Bodysuits,
on,
yep.
and they're like, "Oh my god, it's a pain because I got to go to the bathroom, and I pretty much got to sit butt naked on the toilet to go to the
Yep.
bathroom." For guys, if even if it's just us, going to the bathroom, and the way we go is more simple, you got, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, and it's a
And I
lot.
mean,
It's
so
almost weird.
well here's the ultimate question with overalls. Did you wear them with both strap, one strap off, or both straps off?
Listen, so I think from what I remember, I was a two-strap kid, and only because I was so young
Okay.
that even though that was the trend, that was the culture, I wasn't old enough yet to make that my own decision.
Ah,
So it was more like when your
so
mom gives you the clothes and you put it on, you two-strap,
you wear it the way it
button them
was.
both up.
You
Yeah,
wear it the way it was intended to wear.
exactly.
Okay.
Were you the
Fi-
one strap or two-strap?
I was a little bit older, and so I rocked the one
You
strap.
had the decision.
Yep, I
Okay,
had
you
that
had the freedom.
decision. Yeah, like I was a little bit older, you know what I'm saying? So I was like 15, 16
Oh yeah, yeah, you had choices.
yeah, and so
You
I
had
was
choices.
I rocked the one strap. I was always impressed with the people who rocked no straps, and I was like, how are they staying on you? Like
It's just
they would like roll them, you know what I mean? And then I remember they would like almost like roll them and flip them, and they would still stay on you. And I was like, why not just wear a pair of
wear a
jean
pair of
shorts,
jeans at
like
that
or a
point.
pair of jeans? Like, what are you doing? Like that
Yeah,
makes no sense to me.
at that point, you just spend extra money for that.
Yeah. And so I would say fire for the time. Not something I would wear now though. We've kind of went with the theme of fashion for this little fire flop list. The next one, it's technology, but it's also fashion because it was very much a fashion statement if you had it.
Mhm.
But I want to know if you thought beepers, pagers, whatever you want to call them, was fire or flop.
My thing with beepers is, even though we're so advanced now and we have iPhones and all this other stuff, I still always like beepers. Just the idea of it. I mean, yeah, is it mainly influenced by the movies and stuff and like, oh, you get a beeper,
Yeah.
whatever. Like, hey, can I use your phone? Like,
Yep.
to me, I always thought having a beeper or pager was the coolest thing ever.
I agree.
When I was younger, I actually asked, I don't know how many times I asked, but I finally got a beeper.
Yes.
And mind you, when we were younger, beepers were mainly for people that
Business or
dealing drugs.
or
You know
illegal
what I mean?
illegal jobs.
Yeah, that was the main thing that we seen on
Yep.
TV and movies. But I still thought it was cool
Yeah,
because
that's why it was cool to
yeah,
us.
they had clear. You felt important.
You did. It made you feel important,
And they had clear ones and all different kinds.
and you get every
So,
color, everything. I actually had one, but it was like I had multiple beepers, but the one that I had right before I finally got my first cell phone
yeah,
was a beeper that when you called me, you know how like most beepers, for those that don't know how a beeper works, you would call somebody and then you would leave your phone number.
yeah.
And then all it was a device that showed up with a phone number. And I would know to call this phone number.
You'd have
I'd
to go get to
a
the nearest
payphone or to
phone,
the nearest
payphone.
phone
Yeah,
and
yeah.
call this number. And sometimes when somebody might put their number, then they put 911 at the end, so
Yeah,
you'll
yeah.
know it's an emergency, or
Yeah.
420. We know what that was. Whatever the case was, you know what I'm saying? But I had the beeper I had right before I had a cell phone. You could call me and leave a voice message,
Yeah.
and it had a little screen on the beeper, and what you said would come across
Pop up
in
on
text.
the beeper?
So if you was like, "Hey Tony, this is Casey. Call me when you get a sec," it would scroll across. "Hey Tony, this is Casey. Give me a call when you get a sec." Yeah.
So the one that I had was a little bit more basic to where if you would call it, you could hit certain like code numbers or whatever it is, and it would pop up like a one-word message.
Oh, okay.
So mind you, I had this beeper, and nobody was calling me like my mom.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. But still,
It was
it was a
like,
fashion statement.
yeah. So my mom, I remember like I would get a thing that would just pop up and it would say home, and yeah, it just said home, but really it meant get your ass.
Get your ass home.
Exactly.
We know what that meant.
So I thought it was so cool having this pager, this beeper going off. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just my mom, but
Yeah.
it's going off. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So I would say beepers then, and even now, I still think we're fire.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think as a fashion statement, I think they were for people our age.
Yeah.
they were more of a fashion statement than they were used for technology. But as far as the technology, if you say fire or flop on a technology note, I would say it was a flop because it was basically just caller ID on your hip.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of like having caller ID that you couldn't answer.
I mean,
But it was to
but
me, yeah.
but for our age during that time, like especially for me, I was too young to be able to afford a cell phone, especially during that time because the cell phones were so expensive
Oh yeah,
to
that was
use.
well, and that was I think when we were rocking beepers, that was before like small handheld cell phones.
Oh yeah,
That was still in the time of like Zach Morris cell phones.
the dollar a minute
If you
cell
don't know
phone,
who Zach Morris is, go look it up and just put Zach Morris cell phone. You'll see the brick that your image
and
pops up
yeah,
with.
and you would have been happy to have a pager too.
Yeah, you would, yeah, because that thing, yeah, no, nobody wanted that. Nobody
Yeah,
wanted that.
for sure.
All right, man. I don't know, man. I think for fire or flop, I think that's all we got for today. If you want to hear or see any specific things that we review on the fire or flop segment, drop them in the comments. Let us know. We'd love to see the suggestions. We can only come up with so many.
Yeah,
And
whatever suggestions that people want to give us. I mean,
yeah.
if you guys got anything that you remember, especially from the 90s, and you just want to know from other people if they also think it was fire or if it was flop, definitely put it in the comments and we'll talk about it on here because we want to know too.
Yeah, and same thing. If anything we thought were fire and you don't think they were, let us know. We love to hear what you think and why you think we're wrong about it,
For
or
sure.
why you agree with us. Even better if you do agree with
Yeah.
us. We're just gonna take you guys out, and we're gonna talk about next time that we see you. We hope you enjoyed our show. Let us know if you liked our segments.
Let us know if you want to keep taking this trip down memory lane with us because I mean, these are things that we talk about all the time,
All the
on
time,
camera,
man.
off camera, with family friends. This is just, it's a very nostalgic thing,
Yeah, I
It
mean, this is
always,
something that once the cameras stop rolling, we're going to probably continue to have the same conversation. And if that's
sure.
something that you guys are interested in, let us know. And we'd love to hear your feedback on it. We'd love to hear if you want to hear some more from us. With our next episodes, we're going to have some different segments coming up. Hopefully,
We'll deep dive more into a lot of like social media and stuff.
yep.
How that's changed from then to now with the way that we talk to each other and
Yeah, for sure. We'll throw in some more throwback clips, whether it's commercials like we did
yeah.
this week, or whether it's different cartoon clips that were just absolutely insane
Oh, yeah.
and politically correct then, but not now. But other than that, I think that about wraps it up for us. See you guys soon.